anyone who really appreciates the rat's nest of cables and wires hiding behind a stack of home theater gear, well, making that link from the source device to the TV screen, there are wireless options available, and the company named DVDO makes some of the best we've ever seen. Speaking of which, this happens to be the brand new DVDO Air Cubed, I want to call it, or 3, however you want to call it.
So this is the DVDO transmitter, right? You got your HDMI input here coming from this Blu-ray player down here, and at the other side of the set, no wire. Look, it's no wires. This excites me when it works. This is the receiver, and it has to be on top of the television or below the television.
It can
right?
be behind it even,
okay.
Depending on it is distance related. They claim about 10 meters, which I think is really understating its potential performance. If you have line of sight, you can go much further than that. The beauty of it, it's small size, the HDMI output on the back, it features also MHL and CEC control if you prefer to use those features as well. Biggest point about this product would be on the receiver end, a 5-volt mini USB power port, which means you can plug it into the back of your TV if it has an HDMI or USB port and power the receiver off of that, meaning that you don't need an extra power connection on the back to drive the receiver.
That's pretty cool.
That is the big deal compared to their original DVDO Air setup, where it required separate power adapters for the transmitter and the receiver. You're getting occasional breakup.
Well, yeah, when I press it up against myself and block it with the liquid inside of my bottom. but it is, you know what I mean? It actually works fantastically well, because casually, unlike some of the early ones we saw, where somebody walking by the device would cause it to cut out, this is actually pretty robust. If you have kids running around the room, the television isn't going to go off.
60 gigahertz wireless technology will help get around a lot of the other issues like interference problems you might have with things like mobile devices or microwave ovens and things like that. In the box, they provide great mounting hardware, including some brackets you can either screw into the wall or stick to the wall, the power adapters, cables, instructions that you probably won't even need to look at, which is really nice. That's the effect. You can pretty much plug this thing in and it just kind of works. It supports up to 1080p 60 video with up to 7.1 audio. Nice. I mentioned that 10-meter range. I've seen reports of it more than doubling that if you can do line of sight. It really is dependent on where you place it in the room.
How's the latency for gaming and stuff like that?
Ridiculously low. I tested it and averaged it over several trials. I was getting a variety of results depending on the distance and the positioning of the receivers. On average, though, about 2.25 milliseconds of additional latency added, which is really negligible considering most setups. You're gonna get more than that out of most TVs. Now, with 1080p 60 Blu-ray test material, I saw no indications of any kind of loss of visual detail or other weird anomalies. For all intents and purposes, its performance matched that of a wired connection. And for $200 online or available on the DVDO website, the Air Cube gets the job done without a lot of drama. It was just a really pleasurable experience overall. And that ability to use the USB port on the back of a television to supply power to the receiver, that to me was the big deal. It just eliminated
one less cable.
Yeah, totally.
Well, and you still have a cable, it's just not going to the wall.
Exactly. You could, especially if you're wall mounting a TV and you already had power back there, but then you're debating, oh, do I have to run a 50-foot HDMI cable through the wall and into the back? This is a way to get around that, and I have to say overall for gaming, in addition to just straight high quality video, like in this case we're shooting Blu-ray video, it was no difference to me in terms of the test patterns or just visual examinations in terms of that and a wired connection. So it's a good option.
I don't think this would cost less than what it costs to have the electrician run the cable through the ceiling while I was running all the other stuff through the house, but it might actually be really close, depending on what your electrician builds.
And lots of mounting options too, and I like the fact that they included it all in the kit, including brackets, like I said, stickers, and even a couple of holes right through the front of the device if you just wanted to screw it into the wall. Simple stuff, and that makes it all, in my opinion, all the better. And there are other products out there. We've looked at one from Belkin, Screencast AV4, which is a great product. It includes like a hub for HDMI switching. And we've also shown you this product too, the original DVDO Air, and it also, I would say that this one might offer a little bit extended range because it has more power going through it, but they're both claiming similar performance with these two products.
But this is, I mean, this is, you know, this you can lose in the bezel on an HDTV. This is a big giant thing. This is going to disappear, especially if you pop that logo off the front. Nothing personal DVDO, but
I love it.
They make good stuff.
This is a good product, and I think for that price point, it's going to be a solution a lot of people can use. The projector folks too, in particular. If you've already got the projector mounted up on the ceiling or something, and you don't want to deal with running a video cable up there, you got power up there. That was the hard part. This is a great way to get around that.
Power's the hard part.
Thank you, DVDO.
All right.
Love their stuff.